Hey everybody, welcome to Forge Narrative. My name is Paul Murphy. I'm your host. This is our Monday live webcast. I already got some questions coming in email and piling up in the Q&A. I want to say hey to everybody. I want to welcome my co-host Juice.
Hey, what's up, guys?
I got Rob Aaron, Kenny Boucher on location.
Yo, yo.
What's up, Pams? I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah.
Hold it down and VA.
We were just making a short list of pre-tournament movies that are must-watches to get you into the groove. I don't necessarily want to share ours because they're probably not yours. Let's just say that. But it would be interesting to see what people like to, their theme music and stuff in the chat. So hit us with that.
No doubt, Justin. I can't wait to hear our boy Jay Troop. Let us know what your pre-game movie / soundtrack will be.
Nice.
Lou, thanks for tuning in. Chris Gardner, Jay Troop, as I just said. Lamont, what's happening, pimp? Aaron.
Yeah, thanks everybody for joining us. I don't know if y'all have had an opportunity to listen to the podcast about hobby scores and how I think that some move back to that, incorporating them into the overall scoring of a tournament, is a necessity. And I think we all kind of agreed in some capacity to that, and we've had a lot of listeners agree in some capacity to that. What's the right answer? I don't want to say that I know it for sure, but I think that we're at the place, and I want to say it might have been Lou that brought up the point that the fact that they exist will somewhat curb that whole win at all cost stigma that some players get. Let me just say, I'm win at most cost. I'm not the definition of what that non-tournament players think win at all cost is.
Win at 80% cost.
Yeah.
I think you hit it on the head though a couple weeks ago when you said like we don't want you to win the tournament because you're the best painter or anything like that, but we definitely want you to be rewarded for being the best painter. We even want you to be rewarded in the games, and we also want to punish people who don't respect in a game of toy soldiers at a tournament that winning is a thing. I do want to see. We do want to just penalize people who don't take it seriously. People who take it seriously, but we're not trying to That's all. I think we can agree to those terms, but we haven't figured out all the squishiness in between yet.
At least respect the boundaries of the hobby, because for some of us, we really get into it, but just phoning it in, we gotta have some sort of standards, I guess.
Yeah, and
I think everyone in this podcast was painting a model 5 minutes ago.
That's true.
Just about. And
I
wanted to
painted
point
5
out
models 1 minute ago.
They're actually already done, seal coated, and ready and already baked.
I was thinking about this on the ride into work today. It's like, we've got our tournament pack, and then we leave it up to the individual organizers to customize it however they want. There's some things at this point we'd prefer that they kind of leave the same way, but like scoring, and whether your event is win-loss, whether your event is battle, whether it's win-loss draw, whatever format, you could score it however you want. But I was thinking that you could, if you wanted to get kind of heavy-handed with it, you could have some type of let's say we create a system where you could lose 10 points if you show up with a non-painted army, and that is not a number set in stone. I'm just throwing out a number. You could even, if you were so inclined as a tournament organizer, set it to where they lose per game, very similar to how the ATC penalty works. So you could be as punitive or as
I
great.
Cannot agree with you more. I used to run a series of tournaments in Colorado, and Genghis Khan and ATC for a couple years, or not ATC. Sorry, I'm so inspired by ATC. I actually used their missions. It was Tacticon, and one of the things I did was almost exactly what you said. I made a rubric where the first checkbox was, "Are you fully painted or are you not fully painted?" If you are fully painted, I immediately initially award you with the points equal to 1 actual win. So, and then the rubric points went after that. So essentially, if you don't have a fully painted army, you missed out those points, but you get your little bonus points, ensuring you could never win my tournament, but still you interacted in my tournament and could see your record and all your other points.
Fair enough. Yeah,
it's kind of basically. I don't know if that was the right thing. Some people liked it. Some people hated it. It's all about trying to figure.
It doesn't matter if it's the right thing. That's the environment that you were playing in, and people. I'm sure that you let people know that what was going to go down before the.
Oh yeah, we put the literature up. Speaking of literature, though, man, we have our last meeting tomorrow night
Yep.
with the Feast of Blades guys with our final mission.
It's a good one. It's a classic. We allowed to talk about it?
I think it'll all be out this week. I don't want to like bore anyone with the details in our 1 hour of time of what these missions are going to be verbally when they can just read them. But they're going to be cool. The last 3 missions are really fresh. A lot of hands went into them. A lot of work went into them. We're really inspired by the work that Paul put into in the first 5 missions. He gave us really a format to follow, and then got new eyes on it, new people play testing, and then I think that essentially like Paul sort of created a framework for what makes a good mission, and now we have enough fan base that we can use this skeleton and just keep making missions based on this skeleton, new missions, new missions, new missions.
I think that's a good point. Just with the style of mission where multiple people can interact, multiple armies. That's
the dream is to have 20 of these one day, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's right around the
as they
corner.
wish. Yeah.
I can't wait till the packet is released.
So let's jump into some questions. I got one in email earlier today, and the question is basically, can you build an effective deep strike / drop pod list for things coming on turn 1? And I think the answer is yes, but let me tell you what I think and why the answer is yes, or what you need to do to make sure the answer is yes, and then you guys let me know where I'm wrong. That's all right. The reason that lists like our Super Friends list works is because we put most of our points and most of our stock into getting work done in certain places, mostly on your side of the table or all over the table or whatever. So if you want to be effective with your list, in the drop capacity, I think you have to drop a lot down. You have to put most of your points in that. You can't just kind of play with it, unless you've got some way of manipulating reserves. Like if you only got 3 pods and you don't have any way of manipulating reserves, I think that's way too few. Unless you're dropping something like, I don't know, Arjag by himself.
Or you're dropping those 3 Centurions or the
Centurions, something like that. But if like you're dropping 5 tactical Marines or 5, or a couple of Terminators or whatever, a few Terminators,
might as well not have it.
You're probably wasting your time.
I can't agree with you more. Like that's one of the things you always say that like I believe that. Like if you have a theme, you need to work that theme hard. And for drop pods, it's 9 for me. I don't play a drop pod army unless I got 9, so I could drop 50 dudes turn 1.
I've been playtesting a 5 drop pod army, but I combo it with the Grey Knight Strike Force.
But if you're dropping 3 turn 1, 3 purifiers are definitely pretty awesome. But
Well, I play around. It depends on what the opponent has, but being able to deep strike in the standard Grey Knight stuff too. If you roll.
Something I never even thought of. Rob was hitting me with that today. He was like, "Yo, what about purifiers and cleansing flame and drop pods?" It's like, I love it. Please.
Yeah. We talked about that before. Is that when you combat squad those guys, you get 4
so
dice.
Double
so much dice, so much cleansing flame.
Yeah, I played against Austin, friend of the show.
The winner of the first Forza of seasonal.
Yeah,
summer seasonal.
And he's got some really good ideas. I tweaked it a little bit, throwing some assassin tech, some bunkers and stuff. But I think it's solid, and I like it because I painted up purifiers. I don't want to play with them.
Yeah, we got all the purifiers in the galaxy. Rob owns them all.
I've never played with them.
It's kind of fun. Aren't there? I think there's only like 30 or 40 purifiers.
Yeah, that's the thing. They guard that library.
There's 10 back guarding the library. The other 30 are here.
There always has to be one behind guarding the library.
All those folks playing Crow always had 50 purifiers, and so it's like
I have them all in my army. I want to play with them.
Yeah.
The other 20 are actually just regular strike squads, just with white helmets.
They're masquerading.
So Craig Jones actually wins the award for pre-game movie with Man on Fire. That is so
That's
clutch.
a good one.
I can't remember the actor's name, but when he's like, Creasy is an artist, and his art is death.
What? Denzel?
Yeah, no.
Who's the supporting act?
Yeah, the supporting
Was
actor.
it John Goodwin? No. Was it?
Pull up the 40K
internet
rulebook.
at
The
our
answer is in there.
Yeah, we have
I
the
wish you
internet
had
at our
more time.
fingertips.
So
Yeah,
many
have to
give
get
the
one.
answer to this. I don't know how Google works.
So
300.
Lou was saying Adepticon rules. We actually went over these on last Monday, but he's saying the Adepticon rules are interesting. They're almost no preservatives. What do you guys How do you guys feel about that?
Yep, I think they've got it stealthed in there. It's like it's enough there to be almost anything goes.
Yeah, I talked to Jake a little bit today. It's kind of like it's interesting. Like it's almost anything goes. You can't do 2 CADs. They're so that's there. Like so you can't do like Ultramarines with Ultramarines like you want to do if you're that kind of guy who's trying to do that. But it is probably one of the closer to Unlimiteds that I've seen.
Yeah.
The restrictions in place. That's the one thing I'm not happy with is not having multicad. But they let me have Forge World, so I believe I'm willing to overlook multicad for the time being, especially with how important and near and dear to our hearts that Adepticon is.
Plus, you can have one each unique detachments too. I think so.
It's unlimited, I think, isn't it? Like,
Is it? I don't think you can have multiples of the same one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's the
But
thing.
I'm
Yeah,
okay with that. Yeah.
I don't want to say too much on it. Yeah, I just don't want to say too much on it because it really is kind of tricking the masses into accepting what we've been preaching all along. So
they're doing it. Like it's gonna happen, and Adepticon is so important.
Well, I mean, they're smart. They're smart guys. Like I really like the higher end of that organization, and they're smart. And they see the same thing we do: is that the codexes you're not going to be able to get away from the releases. Like the releases are going to continue to support everything that's in the game. And if you want to have a healthy scene, you've got to be also on board with supporting it as well, because that's what's getting people out of their game rooms, out of their local stores to come to these larger events because they've been playing with their toys.
Christopher Walken.
Yeah, I was bananas.
All the cowbell.
All the cowbell before cowbell.
BC's up in here, recognizing us for our pimp status, saying evening pimps.
Take that.
Lou sent us a picture.
Lou, well, I just showed Rob the picture of Lou, like on Bourbon Street, I think.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Repping that shirt.
I'm jelly.
Very, very pleased with that. Keep up the good work.
That shirt's been places.
That shirt's been places. I would love to get that shirt back, signed by Lou, one day.
Would you wash it?
One day.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, cutting out, Juice.
Yeah. I was losing.
Hey, Jake, what's up, man? Blood Angels. Yeah, I can't wait. I said we're so low. You know, we got so few paperback codexes, so we know Dark Eldar are coming out. So it's 50-50. We're gonna get Necrons. We're gonna get Blood Angels here in the next couple months.
Yo, Jake Shear also brings up a good point, man. Warhound Titans are going to be at Adepticon.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, Jake has been like sharing an army list with me for all week about with his Warhound Titan, and I mean, Warhound Titans, they're good. Man, I ain't trying to get a couple of turbo destructor lasers dropped on my face.
Those things are bad news.
Oh no, I didn't get invisibility. Well, that's all my guys.
Yeah.
Well, it's
GG.
Well, it's not.
It ain't hard to get a
Warhound.
It's not hard to get a Warhound with a Calexis.
No, word. Yeah, you get a Warhound and a Calexis in there.
Ooh. the little gerbil.
I mean, I got a Warhound on my shelf right now.
Oh, who doesn't? Get at it. I don't have one.
He is all magged up, ready to go. He's not painted yet, so he's not all the way ready to go, but he's close.
What a gamer chap. Hey guys, big hello from England. Thank you so much, gamer chap.
Thanks for staying up late. Shoot.
Guys, y'all see that new, was it Taros conveyor, the transport for the Adeptus Mechanicus?
Yeah, it came out on Friday. I didn't check the rules out on it. I know they had the rules for the Cerastus, the new Gatling Knight Titan. Yeah, Castigator, that's it.
I have not seen the rules on it, but it's supposed to be
Castrator?
Castigator.
Word, yeah, Castrator. Got it.
That thing has I think it's got the flare shield. I got the book right here.
We're going to look at the
book.
book.
I'm saying that new vehicle looks like a car from the 50s. It's like a muscle car from the 50s. That's what it looks like.
What?
That's sexy.
I need this.
Yeah, it looks good. It's big too. It's big and it looks good. It's probably
it's a large kit.
Rob is looking it up, so I apologize for the pages being turned while he's doing that. Sean Bailey, man, thank you for tuning in, pimp. You Canadians, you guys are a big part of our show, and we love you.
Oh, Sean Brown said before he logged in, and I support that. Whatever that is. Sounds ominous, but, you know.
So Chris Gardner says his pregame is Happy Gilmore, 300, and Charlie Wilson's War.
Oh, that's a good one.
You watch all of those before every tournament. You're gonna win every tournament on Earth. Like, I can't beat that.
Not at all. J Troop is coming in, maybe beating that with the soundtrack. His pregame is DMX Greatest Hits.
That's all we listen to in the back. Every time I walk in the back, all I do is go. Arf, 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 arf. That's what everybody's doing.
Usually my pregame tournament situation is like I brew a pot of coffee, like walk out the door, drop the cup of coffee on the freaking steps, so I don't even get to drink the coffee, and then I make it into the car, get to the tournament, lose all 3 of my games.
You have some of your own DMX barking going on.
Oh yes.
You've got a ritual
Dale Payne is in
life.
the house.
You know, if that's your penny, I'll take that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think John Marshall, sorry for falling there, just hit on one of the benefits to the Taros Armored Conveyor, the Shock Ram special rule. It has when conducting a ram or being rammed, the Taros counts as front armor as having an armor value of 15. In addition, roll once on the haywire table. In addition to any damage it causes.
Oh
What
my
book is that
god!
in? What book is that from?
Well, this is the Horus Heresy, book 3, so it might not be exactly the same for 40K. They might have some experimental
I don't think
rules.
there's a 40K. I don't think there's any of that stuff is 40K, like in 40K. Like none of those are in 40K.
That's true.
I want to shout out to Cypher Fallen again, saying Kenny sending you 2 of them. Does he mean he's sending me 2 Warhound Titans or this tank?
Yes.
Dibs on one. Dibs on
Cypher
one.
Fallen, hit me up. I will paint that. Oh wait, no, yeah, I am painting those. I recognize Cypher Fallen now.
Well, then I won't
John
pay
Marshall.
for it. You can have both.
Evan S. is checking in. Appreciate you tuning in, brother.
What's up, man?
Sean Brown is tuning in, saying he had to take care of some business. Yes, he was. He had to stay in late, putting in some extra hours at Barely Tabletop Quality. And
He just posted up some new stuff on the hobbies page.
Sean is always working on something, man. He actually sent some hot pictures of some objective markers and stuff like that. So might have to be talking to Sean here coming up for the next seasonal.
Nice.
Oh,
Well, this thing holds 20 models.
it holds 20 models.
Front 14, 135 points, and it's got the flare shield special.
Word, it's 135 points. It's basically free.
Yep. So Jake Shear
35 points.
is loving a Warhound Titan with Iron Ham's chapter tactics. So a will not die Warhound.
Oh yeah.
Well, does that
It does. It does. It has. Yeah. It's,
wow. It's really good.
I've gone deep on this subject with Jake Shear. Delve into the rules deep. It absolutely, as far as I can tell, gets that.
You can take those vehicle upgrades too from the Imperial Armor 2 book.
Yep.
And Jake Shear is going way deep with his pregame warm-up is Commando.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
I think that was from that movie. I can't. They all
that's
some of those
Predator.
blend together.
Same
Close.
actor,
Oh.
different year. It's fun.
Oh man.
The Land Raider, yeah, that's it.
What is I want to shout out Chris Gardner hitting me up. He's like, Kenny, you do your pregame up here. Folks will give you a new coffee. Does that mean in Canada? What does he mean?
They're nicer up there, man.
They're nicer up there. That's
Yeah.
what I think he means. I mean, like, they're nice people.
Dude, they're nicer down at Kenny's. Everybody says hi, and they're so polite. Like, let me
Oh,
help you with your
Bruce,
groceries.
yeah.
Everybody here scowls at me.
I just
Buddy, I need
cultivate
those
friends.
escape hatches. I need those escape hatches like I need air.
Oh yeah,
Chris
oh,
Gardner said that
you mean this escape hatch right here?
Yeah, we pulled that out for Paul Murphy.
It's shiny. Look at it. It's shiny.
Nice. I'd actually paint
Chris
it.
That's one of 2.
Yeah, Chris was able to afford his new summer home down in North Carolina off all the escape hatches that he has sold to Paul Murphy.
You go a long way.
Yes.
You gotta win. Talking about win at all costs. Escape hatch and Fortress of Redemption.
New commodity of the apocalypse right here.
The 2013 me has no respect for my new tactics.
Hey man, it's all legal.
Oh, I'm just kidding. I was just saying that we joked on the podcast about how if the guy that showed up with the fortress was not winning the tournament.
Well,
But that's
our boy
not-
Matt
that may not
Reed
be
did
true
not
anymore.
win the tournament.
Yes. I want to give a big, loving, double hand hug out there to Matt Reed. I miss
Who
you.
played the Fortress Redemption at the seasonal and did not win any games.
Just give him you get a little butt
Nice.
pinch. Like, just a
We're
little-
also looking for him. If you've seen Matt Reed,
Yes.
there's two Matt Reeds now.
Yeah, there's one REID and REED.
So if you've seen Matt Reed, you need to call me.
You should get one of those split missing posters. Just have it like split down the middle and like have pictures of them both.
Yep. Chris Gardner says, "Of course, Canada. You'll need a copy of Peter Prep for our Growler challenge. Are you kidding me?"
Nice.
Oh, sure.
Jake Shears picked up 15 Sanguinary Guard. Man, they just look. They're such good models. I love that they're kind of more they're bulkier. How they stand up a little bit taller than regular Marines.
Nipples on armor is awesome.
It's so awesome. Look,
They've
I
only
can't
misused
even-
it one time.
I can't even play them without thinking of the original Excalibur movie. With
I think of Batman.
They've only messed it up one time, and that's that Batgirl didn't have nipples.
Yeah, what's the deal with that? Batman had nipples. But
The one time. That's the one time that they messed up nipples on armor.
It's messed up.
In the
And
history.
I think that movie.
Did
Wait,
Catwoman
first
have?
of all, did you watch that movie?
She wasn't in that movie. She wouldn't.
No, it was Halle Berry, wasn't it?
Yeah, Halle Berry. I don't think Halle Berry had.
That was a different movie. That was Catwoman.
Yeah, I was just referring to Arm.
Batman Forever was the only Batman movie with nipple armor.
Wait, wasn't
That
that
movie.
Alicia
I watched
Silverstone?
it. It is.
Whatever happened to her? She was pretty cute.
Alicia Silverstone, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Word, I mean, her and I have many of occasion to talk.
Oh,
If you know what I'm saying.
I've stumbled onto something.
The plot
Something
thing.
else going on right now.
Do you guys want me to shout out this Wild Turkey boot?
Das Boot.
Please.
There it is.
So apparently, you can go to liquor ABC stores and maybe just regular liquor stores and buy a fifth of Wild Turkey and get the gift set that comes with this boot that has you can't see it here, but it has a Wild Turkey inscription on it, and it says boot campaign. It's hashtag Turkey Boots.
Turkey boots.
And apparently it goes to the troops. And
Yeah,
you
they
get
get money.
And you get a boot to put your Wild Turkey in. So that's a big deal, as you know, the unofficial sponsor of our show.
So if you are of age and are responsible and wish to imbibe things responsibly, maybe check out.
To help support the
that
troops.
one.
America.
Yeah.
America.
What's the unofficial sponsor of our show? Is that the ABC store itself, or is that Wild Turkey? Is that what we were saying?
Wild Turkey currently.
Yeah.
Steve Bruley, thanks for tuning in, man. Steve, are you guys going to be able to make it to the tournament on the 20th at Hit Points? We're talking about all the Forge Narrative guys. Hopefully, TPM is going to make a special appearance as well. But Steve, we hope to see you there. No, the new mission pack is not out yet. It should be. Kenny, what do you say in the next couple days? Is that right?
Yeah, this week. It's happening this week.
Yep.
Well, we want people to have plenty of time to review it before the tournament. Maybe if you have a qualifier or a warm up in your area for this big tournament, that you have plenty of opportunity to look at every single one of these missions and play and give. Like anything, anytime we release something new like this, we want feedback from the crowd, from the people to play them, because that's what makes things better. Because they're really for everyone.
You're right, man. Dale Payne, big shout out. He had your Excalibur in the back. He said Mordred from Excalibur.
Yeah.
Has your back. Also,
Such a good movie.
I want to give a big ass hug to Dale Payne, being our liaison for Atomic Empire. I think we locked some dates in with Atomic Empire, didn't we, Paul?
We did going to be the end of. So
Well,
to do something around. When we release it, we'll have hotels nearby. We'll tell you the quickest way to travel there if you want to. It'll have a bunch of information out.
could you give that date one more time if you gave one or whatever? It was breaking up on my
I didn't
end.
give an
I don't know
exact
if it was
date,
about
but it's
it.
probably
Okay,
going to be
gotcha.
the weekend of the last weekend in February is what I'm thinking.
Gotcha.
Possibly even the last day of February, right? Isn't February only 28 days?
It is, and it's on a Saturday, so it's probably it.
Spoiler alert. Gary Frank, thanks for tuning in, man. I haven't seen you before.
Yeah, he's been here. He's been here a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what's up, Gary?
Are you gonna hate?
You're in?
No, I don't want to talk now.
Okay, Rob is being
Nope.
mad at me right now
Nope.
because I had us muted because I'm doing what the instructions Paul Murphy laid out for me, and he started talking, and we were muted.
All I was gonna say is when Paul Murphy leans back in his chair, the skull makes him look like he has Mickey Mouse ears. Dude, lean back, Paul. There it is. There it is. He's got Mickey Mouse ears. Hey, everybody.
I need to quit being
that's
lazy
all I
and
had to
hang up
say.
all my stuff. You know, like I need to, like, you know, you guys remember this one from like our first episode?
Oh, that's a classy one right
In the
there.
background.
Oh, fresh. Is that TPM? Is that you?
No,
that
no,
you?
that's a Black Templar.
That's a
That would never do it.
self-portrait, Doug.
Yeah.
I'm in this one though. Where am I? I got it reverse framed or whatever, so I can't see where I'm doing. I'm back here. On this side.
Oh,
Can you see my finger?
second one back. Yep, that TPM. That's. You can't even argue that that's not you.
Yep,
That is
yep.
100% you.
Yo, what do you guys think about Lou's question?
Being responsible.
Do we have to be responsible with Walter?
Yes, you have to be responsible.
I'm being very responsible right now.
Yeah, I believe it. Hey, look, you're a grown man. I can't tell you what to do and what not to do. I can just simply suggest you be responsible.
So Sean Bailey makes a good point too, man. We're over almost 8 or 9 days now without a codex release. we're going for a long stretch.
Phil, I'm having fits, man. I was like, man, what am I going to do? Like,
That's
my
actually
wife
not
actually. She's like, what are you going to talk about this week? I'm like, I don't even know.
I actually
Go ahead.
downloaded the the Assassin's book from Black Library. I bought the EPUB. Was it EPUB? Yeah, EPUB. I like that better on the iPad. If you guys don't like that interactive, it still like flips, you know, and does things like that. You just can't click on it. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like the interactive. It's too 2000s for me. I'm old-fashioned. Don't judge me.
Justin, real quick.
Yep.
Justin's been sad for a little while.
Aw.
He's been hitting me with some knowledge. He's like, there's a lot of negativity in the 40K community right now, and he always thanks us for being positive. Which, well, I don't understand negativity because I feel like positivity is a force of nature. But he ran his last event as a TO
Oh no.
for his local shop. I lost the question. I hope it's at the top now.
It's at the top.
Word. So yeah, man, Justin, thank you for holding it down for the hobby. Do what you do. You just have to be a voice of reason, man, and just have to just lead by example. You can't get mad at people. You can lead the horse to the water. You can't make them drink right now, you know.
There's always been people who have done a pre-tournament scene since the
beginning of time. Yeah,
But and I'll be honest, we know that this scene brings out the craziest builds. I mean, like you know that after every tournament, there's going to be something that bubbles to the top. Now it hasn't been the case so much recently. There's only been a couple of things that have tried to kind of infiltrate that wave serpent dominance, but it's out there. And that's going to make people flock to those certain things because, I mean, this is a game. People like to win.
No doubt.
But I've had, let me just say, I've had more arguments about the game with non-tournament people than I ever had with tournament people.
Yeah, that's
So, I mean,
more of a true statement than what I have to usually try to deal with is a bunch of the air quote unquote non-competitive gamers are the ones who actually bring up more arguments or how rules should be played than most competitive players that I notice. Gary, thanks for bringing that back for me, man. If you'll do me a favor, give Gavin a big high five for me. Hope he's doing good, and love all the NID building that you're doing. Actually my 4th Hive Tyrant is about to get put together momentarily.
You actually just put it together by the end of the sentence?
Yeah, it's actually together right now. Just go ahead and show us.
From Sprue.
I carefully trimmed off the torso and then slathered it with super glue and threw it right back in the bits box. And
I have a new Tyrant.
Yo, I got a rules question from Lamont over here. How do you guys kit out your secondary guard?
It's a good one.
Man, I like the Infernus pistols. I like those. I think coming down and popping those off is super strong.
I love that, dude. I've had a lot of success with 5 Infernus pistols, 5 axes, ×2. Make them troop choices. Come down with a Chapter Master or the Shield Eterno. I gotta have Dante to make them troop. I mean, I've had a lot of success with just hitting people hard, turn 1 with a lot of melter pistols. But do you guys do anything? That's basically all I know. Like, I didn't know. I didn't realize there was another configuration.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that. I do like the swords in some situations better than I like the axes.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Obviously, especially if you get a couple of priests. Like, I got this tech. I played it for a little while, where you drop in your 2. So you have like 2 squads as an ally, 2 secondary guard squads equipped this way. Drop them in. They only scatter 1d6, right? Then you drop Dante's unit, and he hits perfect. So you could put him where he needs to be to have his secondary priest be a perfect bubble range to the other 2 units, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now everyone is feeling pain. You blast everybody with these Infernus pistols. And you have because you have Furious Charge, a bunch of Initiative 4, Strength 5, AP3 Power swords are pretty good too because they're master crafted.
With Strength 5, and then you can probably get those transports opened up with your melted pistols.
Yeah, Strength 6 is good, but not going last is really good too.
Yeah, I like the axe. I mean, they have the coolest power fist. One of the coolest power fists in the game.
Dude, it's my heat. It's my favorite power fist.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a lot of those. I cannot wait for that codex to come out. I mean, everybody knows that. I don't want to just pine away for it too much on the air, but yeah, I cannot wait for that codex.
Yeah, Christopher Morgan, I agree. I think Dante is not going to make sanguinary guard troop choices anymore. They've made that a precedent right now that they're taking that away from all the codexes. Drago, knobs for orcs, just left and right. Rules question here. Lash whip. If I charge into cover, do I get to go at initiative 1 or 4? Well, Lash whip state that you. So that's a good question, actually. In what initiative order does it go?
I'm not sure. Repeat the question.
So with Lash whips,
charging into cover with a Lash whip.
Yeah, a Lash whip gives you a +4, gives the person a +4 to their initiative. What happens first? Do you go to initiative 1 now, or does all the modifiers?
We're about to whip out the rulebook to figure this out. If you can get a Tyranid codex cross-reference with Rob Bear, we'll do that here in a second. In the meantime, I'll just answer Chris Gardner. For the most part, the TFG is a myth. People tend to learn how to communicate with others and be generally cool. I generally agree with that, man. Like, I haven't had any problems with the fabled TFG.
Oh my goodness! I find them. I find them.
You don't see a tractor.
Well, the TFG finds the TFG for what that's worth.
Is that like a
Sorry, the TMP finds the TFG.
He's got the TMP has a TMP finder.
TMP.
That's what it is.
I bring out the best in some people. I'll just say that.
I guess it's just that it's my really pacifist nature. And the fact that I'm willing to, I don't even know what it is, but it never happens to me.
Oh, I mean, it's only happened to me. It may not even happen once a year. Where somebody just decides that they just want to show out, and I got to do them. Have the patented life talk.
I agree with you, man. I was just, obviously being comedic.
Oh, the Paul Murphy life talk.
Yeah.
You don't want to get life talk about Paul Murphy. That's
nobody
pretty
wants
much
that.
it. You can't really go anywhere else in life.
I consider it. I can recognize it. Look, if this series of events has led you to where I have to have this conversation with you, I need to have this conversation with you.
Yeah, dude, I just had a problem with one of my friends.
Does TPM need to have this conversation? You need to listen to what TPM has to say.
That's right.
Man. Sometimes. Yes. Do you have an answer?
Yeah, I do.
Rob Bear's got the answer to the latch whip problem, he thinks.
I'm listening.
Okay, so warriors who charge through difficult terrain are subject to deadly salvos of close-range fire and must advance more cautiously. To represent this, if at least one model in the charging unit moves through difficult terrain as part of his charge move, all of the unit's models must attack at initiative step 1. Okay, fine. Regardless of other initiative modifiers, even if this is possible.
Case closed. Sorry,
Case
dog.
closed.
Initiative 1.
Yep, it doesn't look like you can get around it.
In the meantime, I want to talk about a little late coming Matthew Boyce over here. He says the interactive is much better than the EPUB version, in his opinion over here, to counter Rob Bear's point where he really liked the EPUB version. It may be a bit clunky before it's fully loaded, but being able to click on every special rule.
I do like that.
That's a serious feature.
I wish that was in the EPUB version. That is the one thing I like, but it does this thing where it like opens up and it's like fancy, and I'm just like, I don't know. I just don't. It's not my preference. It's not my jam.
Christopher Morgan. All I saw, basically, I don't read so good, but I can see the word Corbulo in a page of 1,000 words.
And the number 14 next to it. So that can only equate to one of two things. He slaughtered 14 people, or he soaked up 14 times 4 wounds.
When I played Rob Bear in our battle report last year, Corbulo took 49 wounds from a Tau Eldar army.
On the chin.
He actually had a coupon. He had a 2-for-1 special on wounds, and he cashed them all. He had a Groupon.
I still had that stupid all CNI in the bank. I was waiting because I was going to get to this really long charge through difficult terrain, and I was like, I'm going to use it right now. Roll like double 6s, made the charge. I was like, don't even need the all CNI. Corporal just sees everything. Doesn't even matter. The end of the story.
Hang on, I got to help Jake out for a second. Jake says he lost a pair of wings to one of the jump packs for the Sanguinary Guard. Who cares? Just get a wing somebody else and use, because right now that's like the Mark IV jump pack or whatever. Just put that on some artificer, make him a chaplain or a priest or whatever. You know, just use that random one with no wings is some type of ancient chapter relic.
Yeah, there you go. Just put a like an iron halo or something on, snazz it up.
Oh man, that's a really good piece of advice.
Yeah, Gamer Champ wants to know the Sentinels Zatira supplement. Is it worth buying?
I don't think so.
No.
A lot of people use it and like it.
Yeah.
Well, you can get more Centurions in your list. You can get like 9 squads of Centurions or something like that.
If you're all about Imperial Fist and that's your jam, definitely pick it up. But
I don't even think so. I don't think so. I think you get everything you need out of the Marine Codex, and then you with multi-cad.
No, I mean it's got some good
seriously, Ultramarines do the Sentinel Terrorist things better.
What?
Because their main thing is what, like twin links if they're in rapid fire range.
Bolter drill.
It's got some cool fluff in it.
You're right.
I enjoyed the read.
If you're a nerd, buy that book. Like, I'm a nerd. I can't help it. I own this book.
Yeah, same here. And I'm not telling you not to buy it if you want it. If you're asking me if it's just like, do you need? Like, I don't see myself ever pulling anything out of it, but I appreciate the fact that I own it.
I like to look at pictures.
That's how I order my food when I go out to eat.
Yeah, dude, they don't have pictures. I don't buy it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like that one.
How do you think I was able to keep weight on whenever I went to Japan? It was like they're not only do they have pictures, they have ceramic replicas outside of the restaurant. I'm like, I will eat it.
Just try to eat them.
I will eat them. Craig Jones, what if? What would you think if Sanguinary became a model you summoned?
Oh.
My God.
I mean, let's just say he's going to be summoned.
He's going to get summoned.
You have to say that he will be summoned to my battlefield.
Can you summon him like a genie?
Summon turn 2.
Can you take the genie lamp and throw it on the ground?
Hey, let's get super fluffy here for a second. What if when you summon him, he automatically kills all of your Blood Angels? I don't want to say he kills them, but let's just say all the Blood Angels go away at the end of the game and they can't score any objectives at the end of the game.
I like it.
Your minds.
I'm thinking even a little better of, instead of where Dante, Dante's rule where he gets to upgrade one of his sergeants I feel like when Dante does that, if you roll a 6 for your sergeant, he becomes Sanguinor. Takes over.
The Sanguinor upgrades
Oh, excuse me, Sanguinor. Oh, okay.
Oh, like the old,
Yep.
like how you used to summon the greater demons.
Oh yeah, I was on a 6.
Yep.
Oh my god.
You would lose that dude. Or like, oh, don't take the guy with the power fist. No, I paid 25 points for that.
I was not happy about that. Sean, sorry about hopping in late.
Sorry?
Was feasting wings. Do you think Dark Eldar will have a big chance in their codex, not counting the Baron going away?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I think we'll see a decrease by high volume of fire weaponry. Like, I would imagine the Venom's probably going to go down in points by a few. I could be wrong. The Raider will probably go down a few points.
The Raider needs some help, like some cover save help or something.
It's got a 5+ invulnerable. Get out of here.
Yeah, it can jink.
It can jink for a 4-up, and it just has an invulnerable save in close combat.
Maybe it should be a 4-up invulnerable.
I think that the Dark Eldar flyers, I think that they're going to push flyers heavy because everybody and their mother owns Raiders and Venoms. And as we know, GW has a business model of selling models. So I just think that the new stuff that they have coming out with, plus potentially this new, the Void Ravens and other stuff like that, but I think their firepower is going to be unmatched. I think it's going to go back to what it was before, whenever you can spam out stuff.
Back in the OG days where they just couldn't beat them. Couldn't beat them.
Just shooting a lot of shuriken cannons.
Yeah, if they get the ability to take 2 of those special weapons in every warrior squad, that's going to be super strong.
Yeah, I can't wait to find this huge, grotesque-looking Wraith Knight thing.
I wouldn't be surprised if they get maybe a new type of weapon. I wouldn't be surprised with that.
Yeah, they actually they were the creators of the new Flame template with the random AP. That was definitely new. That was unheard of.
That was true, man. Back in the old day, man. That's stupid. What was it? Oh, the Flamer always wounded.
Fire gun or something.
It was the third edition. That one special character, he had that gun. His special rule is whoever was under the Flamer was all automatically wounded. All that's left is to determine the AP. I can't tell you how many times I lost all 10 Plague Marines to that guy. The Fury.
I'm interested to see if they change the Talos around. Like, if they lower the points on the Talos.
And they move him out of heavy support.
Yeah, I mean, that might be something interesting. And
Man,
the webway, I'm really curious
to
see how the webway is going to work. I'm really interested to see how the webway is going to work.
Yes.
Because if you're gonna salt out of it, I mean, probably not. I'm not saying. I'm saying if you could, I mean, that's huge.
Are Dark Eldar jet bikes going to be as good as Eldar jet bikes?
Yeah, if they're not true choices, then no.
You know, like, are they going to go a little more streamlined to bring the codexes in line?
I think so. I think if I had to guess, we're probably not going to see the the Harlequins in there, and then we'll see Harlequins getting their own supplement somewhere down the line. You know, because what they're doing right now is they are creating exactly what they said they were going to do. They're creating a framework in which they can release supplements that change things around without having to alter the main books. So the main book's pretty vanilla. Comparatively, they can turn around and print another $50, from us book anytime they want without overriding the codex.
Well, honestly, if I was a betting man, it always seems like Games Workshop puts out some sort of Xenos craziness towards the end of the year, and then we get into November, December. We don't see a whole lot of new releases, and we don't really see those until like January, February, because they're going to get those holiday sales. So they're going to do bundles and like big stuff, army cases, things like that. So it really wouldn't surprise me if we just saw a few new Dark Eldar models, and then they go into the next End of Days book for fantasy, and it really wouldn't surprise me. I mean, we've heard about these plastic Greater Demon kits. It really wouldn't surprise me if they double comboed that with some sort of fantasy thing, because it's a dual release anyways. I could see that.
Well, we know something chaos related is coming soon.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
Chaos, need it. I wanna bring up Gary Frank, who's been waiting in the queue for a while. Juice, can you see that question?
No, I tried looking for it a second ago. I've only got 2 left. If you can read it out loud, the Tyrant formation.
Yeah, thoughts on the Tyrant formation. Can run 3 walking. This is him typing, not me reading.
Yep.
Can run 3 walking tyrants kitted out for close combat, supported with 9 tyrant guard.
Yeah. So the downfall with that is that there is nothing that the Nids want to do in close combat that other armies are that scared of. I'm sorry to say, like it's going to be tough to kill, but all of a sudden. That formation, actually, the silencers that we refer to, man, silencers are just super nasty against a build like that. All it takes is a couple wounds to get through, and now we've got force range weapons. We do not have frag or assault grenades, so now all of a sudden those lash whips don't matter. We're going at initiative. We don't have any really major abilities shy of some random preferred enemy or things, but we don't get to reroll dice. We don't get invisibility. We don't get the tyrants belong in the air for now. Hopefully that changes because I always like to see new things. But in my opinion, if you're going to put 3 tyrants on the ground, kit them, save the points on the wings, and give them all devours. So now at least you're shooting still the 36 strength 6 shots. You can still deal with air and deal with things, but now you're taking the flying away to give more of the hive guard aspect or the tyrant guard aspect.
Well said, sir.
Maybe
what about Evan S over here? Evan S may or may not have heard Palmer being at the end of February, but he does say yes. Chandler's working on a surprise with his Space Wolves.
Cannot wait to see what I love surprises. I don't know if you guys know that.
Looking Grimnar Slay, I imagine.
Yeah, he does all those LEDs, so I can't wait to see what he does.
Fantastic stuff.
God. William
some ground effects. Some serious ground effects.
Oh my God.
Maybe if you push.
That would be.
Hey, did y'all see my bloodthirster I was flashing the camera?
Yeah, I see him. Show him up real quick.
His wings are over there. My youngest just dismantled his wings.
Oh, yes.
From circa, I painted this guy when he came out the first time. So that's why he's a little rough. But can you imagine, like, can I get away with this? Can I summon this guy? Anybody? Anybody let me summon this guy?
As a bloodthirster?
Yeah.
When you play me all day, dog, you got me.
Just straight up. Yeah. Can you imagine summoning this guy on the table now?
Dude, that used to be a big model. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks big to me.
Jake Shear just spoke on our hearts. He's listening, speaking directly to our hearts. I want to see a Libby Dread get awesome again, dudes.
Yeah,
me too.
More than anything.
I'm fine with the Dreadnoughts being a thing in the Blood Angel book. Who doesn't like playing with big robots? I love playing with big robots.
I was just getting ready to say, I think the new model that the Blood Angel needs is a Libby Dread that's the size of a Dread Knight. For an armor 14.
Juice, how you feel about that Diamacron? Is that right? Diamacron?
Diamacron.
Is that is that a Tyranid or is that a Necron? What is that?
It's a Necron. That's not, unless it's a Forge World.
No, it's a Forge World Tyranid.
It's a Forge World Tyranid, so we don't know about Forge.
Close combat. No, this is the new close combat guy, right? Yeah, so, I mean, I like him. He is, just from what I can tell, it's going to be tough to get him in a situation where he can actually, all his hits, and he's got like special stuff where he swallows people again, kind of like the Red Terror. I don't know, but I do like the new Malanthrope rules. Now, the Malanthrope is almost, I mean, if I can make it to LVO this year or something like that, where they have Forge World has allowed Adepticon, the Malanthrope is basically a Venomthrope and a Zoanthropy put together. He's toughness 5. He's got a 3-up armor save. He's multiple wounds. He gives the Shroud bubble. He's a Synapsis character. Like, I mean, he is a true beast.
Did you just say Zoanthropy?
Yeah, a Zoanthropy. I pronounce all my syllables like I'm clapping.
I'm just curious because you nailed the first one, and you did not nail the second one.
He's a lot classier than we are.
You did not call it a Malanthropy.
Yeah.
Melanthropo.
Yeah.
Malanthrop.
Yeah.
I was just curious. It was just a question.
Just in my pinky.
Yes. Good show. Good show.
Chris Gardner wants to know if anyone's going to make it to the 11th Company GT this year. I think Juice is trying to go.
Yeah, I will 100% be there. It's November
100%. It don't get much higher than that.
Yeah, it doesn't really get higher than that.
It doesn't.
162 and 161 and 2/3 chance.
Now you're a rap song that doesn't add up to the right percentage.
Oh man, yeah, I would like to go, but it's just an awkward time of year.
Chris is saying he hits the applause
yeah, where is that
button.
applause button? That's like the new thing. What is that?
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
How do we
hear
get
it.
the applause button?
I hear the applause.
I think the viewers see it. It's like some new thing that I didn't read when I set it up. That's very sad.
I really want to hear these applause. I don't think we get to see them.
No, probably not. If you like cats,
Yeah,
you should hit
If
the
you like
applause
cats,
button
hit the
right
applause
now.
button right now.
Gamer Chap, I believe I would like to see a Chaplain Dread that's more in line with
Oh.
just Blood Angels.
So
This like in some kind of dynamic pose, like maybe he's like the cross. He's like a Contemptor Chaplain, so he's like a 5-inch tall Chaplain.
just a robot chaplain
Yeah.
who's not even dead. He's just like, put me in the armor right now.
Yeah. And he's
Not even dead yet.
And if you join units, that'd be so good.
Del Payne over here, being a nerd, maybe the Silent King as a Lord of War for Necrons.
They would have to make a model for him. I could see it being the case if they made a model for
Who
him.
is the Lord of War for Necrons? Is that? Man, did they maybe a Nightbringer or something?
Satan, the Transcendent Satan.
No. When the new book comes out, is everybody
Nightbringer
the new
Deceiver.
HQ?
Nightbringer
the Deceiver or something?
Satan shard of some capacity.
Because I just don't see the guy's. Can't remember his name right now, but who calls down the lightning?
Nemistor, the Stormlord.
Yeah, so he's always the guy that everybody's run. I was like, man, I just don't see him as a Lord of War.
AKA the truest pimp of all time.
Oh, so that's the applause. J Troop saying that there's a bunch of dots at the bottom of the screen. Is that the applause? I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't put that. I don't know. Who is that? I guess it's a new feature.
We don't have anything to do with it. It's just a thing. We talked about it today. We don't know how this works, man. Like, it took everything. It literally took 14 hours for me and Rob just to get this magic computer box to work today. So.
Yeah, we had to read the right runes of activation and do everything in a particular order. Plant right oils, sacred oils, and things.
Man,
speaking of sacred oil, I need to like sit down and spend some serious study time with that AdMech list. I want to build a list, and I hope I can use 3 of those big old robots and several of these.
Which big old robot?
The really big one, the tallest.
Oh,
guy with cannon
I think it's just a lead choice, dude.
You sure it's not heavy? It's heavy support on the Forge World side.
Well, the cool thing about it is you can take it if you have a Cortex controller. Like, say for instance, I can take a Warsmith ability for Iron Warriors, and they can actually take it. They just get it, like, because they can control it. I think Iron Hands can do it too, so you can work it into like some Legion armies. You don't have to take it as AdMech.
So Cypher Fallen is speaking of big robots as well. What about this new close combat? Some kind of knight that does auto
The Castigator?
hits? Yeah. Thank you, Rob.
I think so dope. It's awesome.
Anybody in base contact with their strength 10 AP2?
Y'all see the upgrades for the knights? The base of the AdMech shoulder plates and everything?
it's the ultimate gotcha.
Man. Yeah, it's like everybody bought them decals.
Oh, these decals, yeah. Word.
Which you need them for special characters.
They're dead to you. Get rid of these decals. 3D shoulder pads all day.
All day, every day.
That kit looks great.
Putting 3D shoulder pads on top of the decals.
Or decals on top of whatever.
Yep.
But in reference to that, in response to that orc thing you were talking about, last year I mentioned that when I was toying with my Blood Angels list, I thought I was going to go Space Marines with Blood Angels, get a chapter master, all this stuff. Then I had a dream, and I succumbed to the Black Rage in my dream and woke up in a cold sweat and knew that Mephiston had to be in my list.
Yep.
I remember
when I imagine myself in the world of 40K, I am absolutely that orc robot. Like,
sounds good.
I've never identified more with something in 40K than this robot.
Aaron is asking if he can post the people's missions up on a website. The answer is yes, basically always yes. I mean, they're out there for free download, so yeah, put them wherever. So thank you for asking, but the answer is always yes.
Hey, Paul, for the heavy support, as far as the Advent army goes, you can take I don't even know how to say it, Thanatar, the thing with the big mortar on its shoulder that you're talking about. You can take that as a heavy support, or you can take a Krios battle tank squadron, which is similar to the transport we were talking about, but it has that big shock ram on the front, the lightning cannon rather.
That shock ram lightning cannon is the best thing I've ever heard of.
Yep.
Or you can take the Myrmidon Destructors, which are basically
it's Cypherfall. Yeah, Atlanta's, that's where I'm from, so yeah, I'm very familiar with that. Unfortunately, the list just isn't. It's not that I want to play it; I want to win with it. And the 30K list struggle against some of the 40K list. So that's when I need to sit down and spend a lot of time with the book. I need to build a competitive list. So if anybody's got any competitive AdMech list, please send them to me on Facebook. I would love to take a look at them.
Before we get out of here, I wanted to bring up a great point that J. Troop just said, that he loves Last Blood in the TPM missions. And I have to agree. He was like, yo, they just won him a couple games. Like, yo, I love the fact that you do not have to play the first 15 minutes of the game to decide who wins. With first blood, now you have to play the entire game.
Dude, like, I'll tell you, I ain't trying to play a game for 3 hours to have that thing we did 3 hours ago be the reason you won the game. Last Blood was
not even all the stuff just didn't even matter. It's like you just
everything
didn't do anything.
That was
why were we here for 3 hours?
It was one of the best things that Paul did for the mission packets, and I've incorporated it in the first mission of the championship rounds of Feast of Blades, which is, you'll see it this week. I incorporated Last Blood and First Blood, based on a lot of advice from a lot of people. And
I like that
knowing in my heart I needed Last Blood, but I also felt like I needed First Blood. So we also, I think, have our first Force Native mission, the first people's mission with both Last Blood and First Blood.
I think there's one you said first. It'd be the second one.
Oh, second one, because I guess the first. I guess you're right. Yeah. They all have First Blood in it, but it's. I think it's too good to overlook. Last Blood is where it's at. It means you're fighting to the last second, like you should be.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. Now, not that you can't close somebody out just through some expert players, some very fortunate die rolls earlier than that, but all things being equal, where everyone's slugging it out, it should be a slugfest at the end, so you get memorable games.
I want you to be able to close somebody out, like you said, Paul, but I want you to have to work really hard for it. I don't want you to just have to have a last cannon and go first.
Yes.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous, honestly.
I want you to beat me down. I want you to make me quit on turn 3 because you beat me down.
Because I got no figures left. Because I got nothing left. That's what I want. Yeah. That's how I want to go out.
Or I like it as the other end. Let me have my one model left at the end of the turn, and you're unloading everything you have, and I'm going to ground in open field, and I'm just making 6-ups to cover saves out of nowhere.
Well, that's Juice's path to victory.
Straight up.
One gaunt left, standing on the relic.
Yeah, but knowing that I have to bang out 5 instinctive behavior checks on leadership 3. I guarantee you, if that's what I need to win the game, I'm rolling 5 3-ups.
I believe it. Well, guys, we're at the end of our hour. Anybody else got anything to want to say before we get on here?
Nah, just a big shout out to everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, filling up the Q&A bar, man. We can't do it without you.
Yeah, thank you all for watching tonight. I know we kind of wandered around a bit, but on Mondays, that's kind of what we do based off the questions we get in email, Facebook. If you have not already subscribed to this channel, please do, and leave us some favorable comments in iTunes and like us on Facebook.
Don't forget to catch us up on Twitter. I'm trying to get that Twitter rolling.
Oh, Twitter! Yeah, we're doing Twitter now.
Twitter. We all have our own Twitter pages. Show us some love on Twitter. All day, every day, man.
Good night, everybody.
All right, guys.
Night.